What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Michelle if you guys are new here, and for today's video I'm going to be doing the spooky Halloween tag that I found on Pinterest, and I will leave the link to where I found it down below for you guys in case you guys wanted to do this tag as well. I do want to preface this that it is going to get a little scary, so if this is going to be too much to handle or if you're young, please click out of this video. Don't say I didn't warn you. Alright, so we're just gonna go ahead and jump right into the video. So the first question is, what is your favorite horror or Halloween themed song? So for me, definitely out of all of them, it has to be, and this one is so random. So if you guys have ever seen Insidious, it is the song called Tiptoe Through the Tulips by Tiny Tim. This song has literally scarred me for life, and whenever I wanted to like scare my sister, I start singing it in a really like high-pitched voice, and it just does not fly. So we do not mess with that song. That song is very terrifying, and it's like if you listen to it, it sounds like a regular song, but because we know the context from the movie, it just makes it that much scarier. So that one is definitely the scariest one for me. Number 2 says, name something you wouldn't want to run into in a dark forest or in an abandoned building. So honestly, I would not want to run into a dark entity or a ghost or anything that is like unseen. Like I wouldn't want to run into something like that. But honestly, you would never catch me in an abandoned forest or in an abandoned building because I don't mess around like that. So number 3, have you ever played with a Ouija board? And honestly, I have not. I do not mess with that stuff. I do not mess with the unseen. I absolutely respect it though. But I remember in 8th grade, my teacher, she was such a sweet woman. She was such a sweet older woman. And she told us that her daughter had played with it. And no matter how many times they try to get rid of it, it would always end up coming back. Now, I don't know if that's a true story. I don't know why my teacher would lie to us, but she was really dead serious. That I feel like that kind of stuck with me like, throughout my entire like teenage years, because honestly, even to this day, I never forgot about it, and that's probably one of the biggest reasons why I haven't. And also the opportunity never came up, but you know what? They literally sell it in the board game section, which is really crazy. So honestly, I don't know. I just don't mess with it. Number 4 is, what is your favorite horror monster or villain? So, I definitely think it would be Chucky from the original, the OG. He's just terrifying, and he's just so funny. Honestly, Child's Play was one of the best movies I've ever seen growing up, and I actually watched the movie when I was a kid. It always terrified me, but I really liked it, and even to this day, I like it. It's definitely one of the best like series out there. Number 5, what's the creepiest thing that's ever happened to you while you were alone? Honestly, I don't want to talk about it because it actually happened a few years ago, and I'll never forget it. But honestly, I don't really want to talk about it. But I will say that I remember one night specifically, it was in our home. So we live in the 2nd floor of our home, and then we used to sleep in the back. It was me, my sister, my little brother, and I. We had 2 separate beds, and I was sleeping with my little brother, and then my mom was sleeping with my sister. But anyway, we were sleeping in the back, and then we had like a little laundry room. Like that's where we put like all our laundry and stuff. So we were like getting ready for bed, and we were just talking. It was just us 4 because my dad would go to work at night, and we just heard like pots and pans, like it literally sounded like something was crashing in the laundry room. So we all got up. We were super scared. My mom was like leading the pack. I felt so bad for my mom. But we went to the room, like, everything was perfect. So the fact that we all remember that moment so vividly, but nothing happened, I don't understand why that would happen. And honestly, to this day, I'm just so confused by that. But we all remember that day, which is crazy. So after that happened, we went to another room and we just slept there the whole night. My mom moved like a mattress to the floor, and then my sister and my mom slept on another mattress. So that night was pretty scary, and I think I was like 7 years old when that happened. So that was pretty crazy. But that's not the craziest thing that's ever happened to me personally. Number 6, if you were dared to spend the night in a haunted house, would you do it? No, I honestly would not want to like spend the night in a haunted house. I just, like I said, I don't fly like that. I feel like if I see something, I would literally pass out. So I'm not the type of person to deal with that kind of stuff. Number 7, are you superstitious? Yes, I absolutely am. I just feel like our culture is like that. So we're Hispanic, we're from Colombia, and that's just like our culture. So we might have some superstitions. One of our superstitions is like, don't put your bag on the floor because you're gonna lose money. And it's funny because I see like some people's comments, like when somebody puts their bags on the floor, they're like, don't do that. And my mom one day, she was like, don't put your bag on the floor, that's how you lose money. And that was the same day I lost $20 in cash. So I was like, you know what, never again. Number 8 is, do you ever see figures in your peripheral vision? No, thank God, because I would pass out. Number 9, which urban legend scares you the most? So honestly, that one has to be La Llorona, and that's like the weeping woman, the one who drowns her kids, and now she's like doomed to eternity looking for her kids, and like she drowns other kids. So they just came out with the movie called La Llorona. I honestly haven't seen it because it hits a little too close to home. I remember when I was in Colombia, my cousin actually told me that legend, and we were the same age. So she's like, oh, if you see the weeping woman, like don't get scared, like she's just looking for her children. And I was like, dude, what the hell, like what the hell, bro? So that one scares me the most, because like my cousin was like, oh, look out for her. So I honestly wouldn't sleep for days like looking for this like shadow, like a white ghost, and I was like, nah, that's not for me. Number 10, do you prefer gore or thrillers? I prefer thrillers. I'm not really into gory stuff. I can't do it, but thrillers is really fun. Like, so my favorite thriller has to be Get Out. That's a good horror slash thriller. Get Out was definitely one of the best movies that I've seen. Number 11 is, do you believe in multiple dimensions or worlds? Yes, I do, because I feel like we can't be the only ones in this universe. That's just my personal opinion, but yeah, I definitely do believe in it. Number 12 is, ever made a potion of any sorts? No. Like I said, I don't mess around with that. I believe in God 100%, and I just like, I don't want to step in or just even cross into any kind of world that I feel like I shouldn't be in. So I'm good over here. I'm good, love and joy. Number 13 is, do you get scared easily? Yes, I do. Well, I feel like, so I live in the Bronx, and I feel like you can dismiss any noise and like, oh, it's probably like my mom or something. So not as much as I used to, but actually, so no, I'm gonna have to say no. I'm gonna switch my answer. No, I do not get scared easily. 14, have you ever played Bloody Mary? Hell no. Too scared. 15, do you believe in demons slash the devil? Let me phrase this correctly. I believe in God. So if you believe in God, you have to believe in evil. But I believe that God will always, always, always reign over evil. Period, point blank. Number 16, you're home alone and you hear your footsteps in your house. What would you do? I live on the 2nd floor. So if I heard any footsteps, well, okay, so little story time. So when I was 14, my mom was in the hospital and we were gonna go visit my mom. So my dad was like, Michelle, you cannot go to the hospital if you're gonna be wearing pajamas. Mind you, the hospital's like not that far, it's like a 5-minute walk. And my dad was like, you're not gonna come with us to the hospital if you're gonna go in your PJs. And I was like, you know what, fine, I'm not gonna go at all. So he's like, fine, stay home. So I did. That day, so I was doing homework and I heard somebody climbing up the fire escape. Like, I will never forget this day. And this was like in the back of the house. So I ran to the front of the house, I put on my shoes, and then I ran to the hospital. And I was like, Dad, like I heard somebody climbing up the fire escape. Like, I don't know what it was, but like, I swear, there was somebody climbing up the fire escape. But I don't know if he thought I was kidding or if I wanted to leave the house and like start a show or something. So we left the hospital. The next day, I go with my family. It was my dad, my brother, my sister, and I. We went back to the hospital to visit my mom. And then when we get home, which was like a few hours later, somebody had broken into our home. So somebody had climbed the fire escape, lowered our window, jumped onto my bed. So I see a black footprint on my white sheets, and somebody had gone through every room of our home. They stole my sister's camera, they stole her laptop, and they stole her cell phone because hers was like the most organized room, so it was easier to go through. Then they had escaped through our window. I will never forget that day. But I don't know if that person was gonna come in the day before when I told my dad and the day that I ran out, but I'm glad that I didn't dismiss it and I just ran out. Number 17, if you get trapped in one scary movie, which one would you choose? So I'm gonna go with Scary Movie 3. So does that count? Because this is a scary movie. It literally says Scary Movie 3. That's the one where the aliens are gonna come invade, but then the president gets it all under control. And then like you're one big happy family between the dimensions. If I had to choose a scary movie, I would choose Child's Play because I could take a doll. Like, not that hard. Number 18, if you could only wear one Halloween costume for the rest of your life, what would you be? I would be a witch. That's so basic, but I'd be a witch. I would be one of the Sanderson sisters, preferably Winifred, because she was my favorite. Number 19, would you ever go to a graveyard at night? No. I believe that you have to respect the dead, and that's not where you would catch me. Also, would you rather go to a Halloween party or go trick-or-treating? Okay, so a few years ago I went trick-or-treating and it was so much fun. And then last year we had a Halloween party. I'm gonna put a picture right here, and that was so much fun too. But I'm gonna say trick-or-treating is so much fun, going door to door and asking for candy. But I'm gonna say a Halloween party, because we had all our best friends here. We had food, we had drinks, we had candy, and it was just a good night. So I'm gonna say a Halloween party. 22, you're in a horror movie. Are you the final girl, the first to die, the comic relief, the skeptic, the smart one? I don't know. Like, I've literally watched movies and I'm like, I honestly don't know what I would do in this situation. So I'd probably be the first one to go, to be honest. 23, do you have to watch something happy after watching a horror movie so you can go to sleep? Yes, absolutely. So a few years ago, this is the last horror movie that I've seen in theaters, but we saw The Nun, and that one has scarred me for life. Before I went to bed, I watched the behind the scenes, and it was just as scary as the movies. Yeah, but it didn't help. I did the same thing for Insidious, and Insidious, they had like the funny ones, the bloopers and stuff, so that made me feel so much better. But I definitely am the type of person who has to watch something to calm themselves down like after. Number 24, while watching scary movies, are you the person who yells at the characters, the person with their eyes covered the whole time, or the person who falls asleep? So it is depending on the movie, but usually I'm the one that's like yelling at the characters, because I just get so invested into the movie. So that's who I am. 25, are you the one who gets scared or the one who does the scaring? So in my household, I'm the one that pranks my siblings, and I always like hide behind and record them. I have so much footage of them like scaring them, and then, so yeah, that's who I am. Number 26, what's your favorite scary book? I'm gonna skip this question because I actually haven't read any like horror books. 27, how old were you when you saw your first horror movie? I was like 5 years old. My parents were wild. It was a different time then too, so. 28, what was your first Halloween costume? The first one that I remember, I was the Little Mermaid, and it was just such a cute costume. Number 29, what are you going to be for Halloween this year? Because of everything that's going on, like the pandemic going on, I don't know if there is going to be a Halloween, so we're just going to take it easy and just probably like watch scary movies and stuff. 30, if you could have a spooky Halloween pet, black cat, owl, bat, rat, wolf, what would you pick? I would choose a black cat. I like cats, they're super cute. So yeah guys, that is the spooky Halloween tag. If you guys like this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Please do not forget to subscribe down below, and I will catch you guys next time. Bye.
She's a Mona Lisa. Everyone's lining up to see her. There must be something